वहीं तृणमूल कांग्रेस के मानस रंजन भूनिया ने कहा कि देश में जरूरी चीजों के दाम बढ़ने से महंगाई बढ़ती ही जा रही है।
Is witnessing the deliberation of the budget discussion, which was initiated by Madam Nirmala Sitharaman ji, Honorable Finance Minister, in her the longest budget speech for 2 hours 40 minutes. It is an unprecedented presentation in the Parliament. The people of India expected, waited for her deliberation. How India and the people can be saved from the serious economic crisis precipitated for the last few years under the regime of this government. The farmers, the laborers, the youths, the students, women, industry, trade, every sector, starting from mining, starting from industrial, all sectors, they were waiting what Madam Sitharaman ji will offer to them to revive the Indian economy, which is in deep crisis, which is placed in the ICU. I was listening to Mr. Chidambaram ji. He was explaining the every bits of the budget deficiency and the way we are suffering in Indian economy very categorically. The main objective of the budget of Madam Sitharaman ji is aspirational India. Second, economic development. Third, caring society. On these three doctrine, the Honorable Finance Minister has planned out the entire budget presentation in different columns in 2 hour 40 minute budget. Now analyze what is the real state of affairs in the Indian economy. Mr. Chidambaram has spoke very widely, but still I will try my best to focus on the points how Indian economy is reeling on different sectors. The most important contributing factor of Indian economy is agriculture. India lives in village. The villagers and farmers are contributing food to us, the entire nation, and by which we are surviving. What is the state of affairs of the Indian farmers? For the last few years, due to debt burden in the different states, more than 65,000 farmers committed suicide. The highest in Maharashtra during the regime of BJP. But in our state, in Bengal, comparatively when I was studying the state of affairs of the farmers, I watched the Madam Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee offered so many beneficiary schemes economically, which is sustainable for survival of the farmers in a good way. What was that? We contributed the Krishak Bandhu, which is not present in Indian budgetary provision. We provided 2 lakh compensation due to disease of any farmer's family member to the family, which is not existent in Indian budgetary provision. We provided 2,500 in 2 episodes, totally 5,000 in a year to the farmers, which is non-significant in the Indian budgetary provision. We provided that no farmer should give any mutation charge, and he is relieved or she is relieved from land revenue in West Bengal, which is non-existent in Indian budgetary provision and in most of the states. She provided all sorts of assurance and protective measure for MSP to sell the paddy to the centers, but which is non-existent in Indian budgetary provision. Sir, as a result, Madam, as a result, the agricultural contribution to the GDP growth has come down to 2.1%. This is a serious situation. India and its economy are reeling with the agriculture sector. Now come to the industry. This industrial health is in a serious situation. Most of the traders and industrialists, numbering 28 persons, looted India and banks and flew away from the country when the government could not do anything, could not touch a single person. The contribution of the banks to the industry is slowing down, and slowing down. As a result, the industrial contribution of GDP has come down to 4.1%. 4.1%. As a result, the unemployment is rising to the peak. What is that? In the last 45 years, it is the highest percentage observed, 6.1% unemployment. This government, in its first term, assured and declared that 2 crores job will be contributed to the Indian unemployed youths per year. Then, at the 6th year ending period, this government should come out with the figures of 12 crore job offered to the Indian unemployed youth. What is the situation? The situation is, according to the Center of Monitoring Indian Economy report, 1 crore people have become jobless from their services. And there was no job offered to the unemployed youths for the last few years. The situation, the unemployed youths, which they expected from this government and the budget, did not get a single point. Situation is serious on economic front in relation to the employment situation. Mining, electricity, all these sectors elaborated by Mr. Chidambaram has come down to the precipitating level. This includes the picture how Indian economy is drowning. What is the reflection? GDP has come down from their expectation of 6.1 to 4.5%. 4.5%. Is it the healthy economic situation projected by the Honorable Finance Minister in her budget speech? Now, the growth of the real GDP for the second quarter of 19 and 20 was 4.5% as compared to 7% in the corresponding year of the previous year. Consumer price inflation stood at 5.5% in November 2019 as compared to 4.6% in October 2019. The index of industrial production growth contracted. I repeat, the index of industrial production growth contracted by 3.8% during October 2019 as compared to 8.4% during the October 2018. Madam, food inflation based on Consumer Food Price Index, CFPI, increased to 10% in November 2019 as compared to 7.9% in October 2019. Mainly due to increase in inflation of cereals, milk, products, oils, fats, vegetable, pulses, spices, sugar, and confectionery. These materials are being used to all household in India, may it be in the village, may it be in the urban area. This is the situation. So, What is the effect? The growth rate in all sectors has come down and reached its precipitating level. Agriculture, second quarter 2019, 2.1%. Service, 6.8%. GDP has reached 4.5%. As a result, the projected revenue mop-up by different tax collection, direct and indirect, has come down. The revenue deficit has reached to 13%. 13%. Fiscal deficit has reached 12.7%. As a result, entire economic process, entire budgetary provision is in a dreamline, not in the reality. It touched the dreamline, but it did not touch the reality. As a result, Indian economy is contracted. Madam, an economic picture is reflected by its performance. What is the performance? The madam said aspirational India, development and caring society. What is the aspiration of India? The youth will get job. They are not getting. Farmers will get the advantageous loan. They did not get. Unemployed youths are proceeding towards the communicating business and trade forum. They are deprived. The laborers are laid off. They are not getting the job in the future planning of the economy of Indian budgetary provision. So in this situation, our country is heading towards a complete economic collapse situation, which needs real doctor to supervise for its revival, which is not at all observed by us in the budget speeches of Madam Sitharaman ji. Madam, what is the situation of the lack of revenue mop-up in the different sectors? If we understand and analyze, you can understand how we were lagging behind and how we are marching towards the negative page. Madam, the budget target was 24,61,195 crore. What was mopped up as a gross tax revenue? 21,63,483 lakh crores. So, what is the revenue deficit? Revenue deficit is nearing more than 6.50 lakh crore. Fiscal deficit, it is coming down to 7 lakh crore. How Indian economy can stand with healthy figures, healthy signs and symptoms to run the country and to cover up the entire economic deficits of our country? It cannot. It cannot be an aspirational economy. It cannot be a developmental economy. It cannot be a caring society economy as desired by Madam Sitharaman ji in our budget speech. Madam, let us look forward. The contribution of the central government to the states on different sectors. The caring society economy, how they are very much careful and sensitive to the economic support and financial support to the state government. Central sector schemes. The budget provision was 8,70,794 crore. It has come down to revised 7,73,196 crore. Has come down. Sir, Madam, the centrally sponsored schemes It was targeted 3,31,610 crore. It has also come down. Finance Commission's grant, it was targeted 1,20,456. It has also come down. And I am very surprised, I am really surprised that the 15th Finance Commission has advised that the 42% of the central share to the states will be slashed down to 41%. How it can? How the state government will survive? It's not a question of this government or that government. It's a question of the right of the government constitutionally. Constitutional rights of the state government from the help of finance commissions, they are in advance speaking in a negative way that we cannot support you 42% of our sources, it will be slashed down to 41%. Can it be accepted by all the state government cutting across the political line? Can it be? So this is a situation. The situation is subsidy on food has been cut down. Food, the farmers who produces the paddy, gehu and other cereals, which in turn are going to the recipient in the village, in the city, in the urban area. The National Food Security Act has been challenged by this government. It has made belittle by this government. Poorest to the poor people, they will be taking less food with high price. What is the situation? The food subsidy budgeted provision was 1,84,220 crore. It has come down to 1,15,570 crore. What is the situation? The people of India will get less food in high price also simultaneously. Will it be accepted by the people of India? Is it the reflection of a caring society symbol? Can it be like that? So it should not be. Madam, the ministry, rural development, the main engine of the employment generation in the rural area and urban area is MG NREGA Gramin and MG NREGA Urban. What is the situation? 71,000 crore was spent this economic year. What has been suggested for MG NREGA? 61,500 crore. 9,500 crore has been cut down from this firing engine of employment generation in whole of India, may it be in the rural India, may it be in urban India. What is the explanation of the Honorable Finance Minister? What is the explanation? Yes?
Do you want me to respond now?
Yes.
Or you want
No,
me
you
to
will talk.
respond
You will
later?
talk after, during your speech.
Okay.
What is the explanation? It is a clear symbol and reflection that this government has tremendously neglected on MG NREGA project, which is ultimately depriving the people of India, people of rural India, people of our urban India. What is this? It is the main firing engine of the employment generation in Indian economy. Madam,
नहीं आप अपने जवाब में देंगे.
Madam, Pradhan Mantri Kisan, what is the effect? 75,000 crore was allocated to help, to provide financial help to the Kisans of India. Where we landed? We landed at 54,000 crores and it has ended in this financial year. Is it the proper attentive project of Government of India, led by this government and the party, to provide the farmers of India in the very beautiful situation in a caring society mode? Answer is no. Answer is no. Sir, industry. Sir, since independence, so many public sector undertakings were built to grow the economy, to provide employment, and to stabilize the Indian economic situation, to be independent, to be more sovereign in our attitude for industrialization. What is going on? What is going on? Every profit-making PSU are going to be disinvested. What was the target of disinvestment? And how it has reached to that disinvestment? Last year, it reached only 65,000 crore out of 1 lakh crore. This year, in budget, the government has targeted 2,10,000 crore for disinvestment mop-up. What are the industry which are been included in their disinvestment list to fulfill the financial hunger of this government? This government is tremendously hungry financially. They cannot do anything positive. They want to destroy the basic structure of industrialization through disinvestment of the PSU, central PSU in our country. LIC. LIC provides the life insurance before the death and after the death also to the family. But the situation has been created by this government for LIC, that LIC has no life insurance. It has to be finished. It has to be finished by this government, the most valuable company of our country. Madam, yes, madam, they are going to sell out Air India. They are going to sell out BSNL. They are going to sell out MTNL. I read it few days back, they are going to 5% sell out disinvestment, even sale. Where we stand? Where do we stand? How this Indian economy is proceeding towards the future to revive the economic situation of our country? Can it be like that? Answer is no. Madam, now come to the allocation and revised allocation of the different departments. What is the situation? Situation is, the National Education Mission, the allocation was 38,547 crore. In a revised, it has come down to 37,000 crore. Education. It is also hit. It did not pay much more attention. Madam, National Health Mission, 33,661 crore. Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana, madam, it was 14,000 crore. It has come down to 13,641 crore. किसानों के लिए मैडम अमृत and Smart City Mission, 13,750 crore. It has come down to 9,842 crore. Swachh Bharat Mission, it was estimated 12,561 crore. It has come down to 9,965 crore. Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana for farmers, it was estimated 9,682 crore. In revised, it has come down to 7,896 crore. Midday meal program, 11,000 crore. It has come down to 9,912 crore. National, in this way, if I read out 46 departmental budgetary provision, which has been in the revised estimate, have come down to the bottom level, creating the economic instability and social unrest in our Indian economy. This is a very serious situation. Very serious situation is going on. Madam Sitharaman ji, Mr. Arun Singh spoke in his budget speech that previous government raised the slogan Garibi Hatao. Garibi nahi hata, garib bhi बढ़ गया. हाँ, तो गरीब हटा. हाँ. तो Madam Sitharaman ji told in her budget speech, from 2006 to 2016, 270 million people came above the poverty line through the different schemes. So what is the base of his argument and speech? Madam, she has spoke about the growth engine of the Indian economy. Almost no growth engine is firing. Consumption is slowing with new jobs difficult to find. Capex continues to slip despite the famed ease of doing business improving, and exports are actually contracting due to India's lack of competitiveness and big infra-bureaucratic bottlenecks. Sir, Madam, this is a situation. The Make in India slogan has been converted into heading to the Assemble in India. Where is the Make in India slogan? It has been evaporated. Now Make in India slogan has been leading towards Assemble in India. And I apprehend, in my own analysis, that after the episode of China and US-China relationship and its aftermath effect of the economy in industrial production, may it be assembled in India cannot take the advantage of the situation of the post-US-China economic confrontation. It should be addressed properly. Dr. Manmohan Singh, the Honorable ex-Prime Minister and the Finance Minister is sitting here. He knows, he repeatedly said that demonetization is a monumental blunder. The people of India said, our leader, Chief Minister, Madam Mamata Banerjee raised her voice first that it is a serious situation created by the demonetization by this government. The effect is more than 150 people committed suicide standing on the row in front of the banks. So many farmers committed suicide on the field and in the houses. And it has been followed by hasty decision of the GST implementation. It was celebrated in the midnight in the parliament that we are going to one nation, one tax regime. What is the effect? What is the effect? Lakhs of crore rupees are not paid to the state government, and all the state governments have been suffering for the economic crisis due to non-cooperation, non-distribution, non-allocation of the GST cess finance to the state government by the central government. What is the situation? GST mop-up is also less. CGST is less, IGST is less. It is the reflection of the economy. Nobody can deny what is happening now at this moment. Now come to the banks. This is the 50th year of the bank nationalization, which was done by Madam Indira Gandhi in 1969. Today, standing on the present situation, what is the situation? The NPA of the banks are 7,64,000 crore. The fraudulent loan given to the frauds who looted the country and flew away from our country, settled in the different countries of the world. Government could not do anything to them. It's in the tune of 6 lakh crore. 6 lakh crore.
Shame.
And after that, government has planned out to merge the 10 branch banks into 4 banks according to their economic idea. I do not know what purpose will be served by this merger. And so many scams are there. The bank employees are protesting. Bank officers are protesting. They are threatened, and psychologically they have become pure psychotic patients that what to do. They are not signing any bank papers. Every time they are at the gunpoint for inquiry and punishment. Inquiry and punishment. In this situation, the entire economic collapse we are watching in our front day by day, but the government is not in a mood to admit it. Correctly said Mr. Chidambaram, to admit the mistake committed by the government could be better, but they are not in that mood to admit the mistake. They say, we are like a Spanish bull, we will move in the future with our own agenda. Country's future, country's prospect, country's economic development is the second agenda. So I fear that coronavirus, novel coronavirus, has created a pandemic situation in China and engulfed the population of 29 countries.
मानस जी,
Sir,
आप
एक मिनट,
एक
एक
और
मिनट,
सदस्य हैं।
एक मिनट, हाँ, I know. In our country, I suspect another virus, that is ape coronavirus, financial coronavirus originated from North Block, is destroying the entire economy of our country. Who will save our country? I do not know. It is the people who will save our country and Indian economy in its resilient form in future. Thank you, madam.